In the shadowed corners of a sprawling mansion where wealth whispered secrets through marble halls and crystal chandeliers, a single moment shattered the silence of despair. Imagine a heartbroken millionaire stumbling upon a forbidden dance that could rewrite destinies, but what if the rhythm hid a twist darker than night? If this hook grips your soul and leaves you craving the full tale of love, betrayal, and redemption, hit that subscribe button now to unlock more heart-pounding stories that twist the ordinary into the extraordinary. Your next adventure awaits. Once upon a time in the opulent city of Eldridge, where skyscrapers pierced the heavens like jealous fingers and the streets below teemed with the forgotten souls of the impoverished, there lived a man named Victor Harrington, a millionaire whose fortune was built on the backs of steel mills and shrewd investments that turned pennies into empires. But beneath his tailored suits and stern demeanor lay a heart fractured by tragedy, for his only daughter, Amelia, had been confined to a wheelchair since a horrific car accident 5 years prior that claimed her mother's life and left Amelia's legs paralyzed, robbing her of the vibrant youth she once embodied as she danced through life with the grace of a ballerina, now reduced to staring out the bay windows of their mansion at the world she could no longer chase. Victor, consumed by guilt for being behind the wheel that fateful night, though it was a drunk driver who collided with them, poured his riches into the finest doctors, experimental treatments, and luxurious accommodations, yet nothing could mend the invisible chains binding Amelia's spirit, which wilted like a flower deprived of sunlight, her days filled with books, paintings, and the occasional visit from sycophantic friends who pitied her more than they loved her, leaving her isolated in a golden cage where laughter echoed hollowly. Into this world of polished despair wandered a poor boy named Elias, barely 19, with tousled hair the color of midnight and eyes that sparkled like stolen stars, hailing from the gritty underbelly of the city where survival meant scavenging scraps and dodging the law. Orphaned young and raised by the streets that taught him resilience through hunger and hope through hidden dreams, Elias earned his meager keep as a gardener's assistant at the Harrington estate, tending to the manicured lawns and blooming roses that Amelia admired from afar, his calloused hands a stark contrast to the silk gloves of the elite. But what set Elias apart was his secret passion for dance, learned from underground performers in abandoned warehouses where rhythm was rebellion and movement was medicine for the soul, a talent he honed in solitude under the moonlit parks, twirling with imaginary partners to escape the harsh reality of his existence. One crisp autumn afternoon, as golden leaves danced on the wind like confetti from a forgotten celebration, Elias was pruning the hedges near Amelia's favorite gazebo when he caught her gazing at him through the glass panes, her expression a mix of curiosity and longing that tugged at his heartstrings like a well-played violin. Emboldened by a whim, he waved, and to his surprise, she waved back, her pale hand trembling slightly as if awakening from a long slumber, sparking the first thread of connection in what would become a tapestry of forbidden friendship. Days turned into weeks as Elias found excuses to linger near her windows, sharing stories through gestures at first, then whispered conversations when the staff weren't watching, telling her tales of street dances where bodies defied gravity and spirits soared free, painting vivid pictures with words that made Amelia's eyes light up like forgotten lanterns. She confided in him about her lost dreams of becoming a dancer, how the accident had not just stolen her legs but her will to live, and Elias, with the innocence of youth and the fire of the oppressed, promised to show her that dance lived in the heart, not just the feet, beginning a clandestine ritual where he would sneak into the mansion's sunroom after hours, pushing her wheelchair in gentle circles to the soft hum of music from his battered phone, their laughter mingling with melodies that echoed softly against the walls. As their bond deepened, Elias grew bolder, lifting Amelia from her chair one evening with surprising strength honed from years of manual labor, holding her close as he swayed to a slow waltz, her arms around his neck, her head on his shoulder, feeling the rhythm pulse through her like a second heartbeat. And in those moments, Amelia swore she felt a faint tingle in her toes, a whisper of sensation long thought dead, but she dismissed it as wishful thinking, too afraid to hope. Unbeknownst to them, Victor Harrington, returning early from a business trip plagued by insomnia and regret, wandered the halls like a ghost, drawn by the unfamiliar strains of music filtering from the sunroom, his curiosity piqued and his protective instincts ignited. Peering through the cracked door, Victor's blood boiled at the sight of this ragged boy, this intruder from the slums, cradling his precious daughter in an intimate dance, her face alight with joy he hadn't seen since before the accident, but instead of bursting in with fury, he froze, transfixed by the scene that unfolded like a dream he dared not interrupt. Elias spun Amelia gently, her laughter bubbling forth like a spring, and as the music swelled, Something miraculous happened. Amelia's foot twitched, then moved slightly, pressing against Elias's in a tentative step, her eyes widening in shock as sensation flooded back, not through medicine or money, but through the pure emotion of the moment, the dance unlocking a psychosomatic barrier the doctors had suspected but Victor had refused to believe, for her paralysis was partly rooted in trauma, a mind's cage stronger than any physical one. Overwhelmed, Victor stepped forward, his voice cracking as he demanded an explanation, expecting rage to consume him. But Elias, unflinching, set Amelia down and revealed his first twist. He wasn't just a poor boy, but a prodigy inventor who had secretly built a prototype neural stimulator from scavenged parts in his tiny apartment, disguised as a simple anklet he had slipped on her during their dances, a device that sent subtle electrical pulses sync to music, awakening dormant nerves, a creation born from his own mother's battle with illness before she passed, driving him to study engineering books from library discards. Victor, stunned, examined the device, his business acumen recognizing its potential to revolutionize medicine. But the surprises didn't end there. As Amelia stood shakily for the first time, supported by both men, Elias confessed another layer. He had sought employment at the estate not by chance, but with purpose, for he was the son of the drunk driver who caused the accident, a man who had abandoned Elias as a child and later died in prison, leaving Elias burdened with guilt by association, driving him to atone by helping the family his father destroyed, infiltrating their world to offer redemption through his invention. Victor's world tilted, anger warring with gratitude, but in a twist that surprised even him, he embraced Elias, tears streaming down his face, declaring him a son he never had, for in that dance, Elias had given back what money couldn't buy, his daughter's life and his own forgiveness, leading to a partnership where Victor funded Elias's invention, turning it into a global breakthrough that healed thousands, while Amelia and Elias's friendship blossomed into love, their wedding a spectacle where they danced under the stars, the millionaire watching with pride as the poor boy became family, proving that sometimes, the most surprising endings come from the unlikeliest beginnings, weaving a tale of twists where poverty met privilege, despair met dance, and redemption surprised everyone in ways they never imagined, as the city of Eldridge buzzed with the story of how a single forbidden waltz changed everything forever, inspiring others to seek their own hidden rhythms in the chaos of life, where secrets unfolded like petals in the dawn, revealing beauties unforeseen and hearts mended in the most unexpected embraces, for in the end, it was not wealth or status that triumphed, but the simple power of connection, movement, and the courage to step into the unknown, leaving a legacy that echoed through generations, a reminder that surprises lurk in every shadow, waiting to dance into the light.